Hola! Hello, everyone. Welcome to 10 Minutes Astrology.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, well, I don't know why, just because of Venus, so we go supposed to get very, alive or something.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to 10 Minutes Astrology podcast with Rod Chang and Alejo Lopez. Today, we're going to talk about Aphrodite, the best goddess ever.
You know what? I'm going to cut from that part, okay? I will start from that part. It's so different, and I love it. I love it.
Uh,
So next time I should let you start.
we can try. We can try.
That would be very different. That would be very different. So yes, today we're going to talk about aspect to Venus. So first, Alejo, what does aspect to Venus can tell us?
Okay, so when we think about Venus, we think about our set of values, what we find valuable, what we think has worth. That's also why we relate Venus to relationships, because usually, hopefully, you will be attracted to people who have the qualities that you consider valuable.
Mm.
We also relate Venus sometimes with our relationship to money in some ways, because
Mm-hmm.
actually you will invest money in things that you consider valuable. And actually,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when something is too cheap in our culture, we don't trust it. We're like, probably it's not so good if it's so cheap. So there's this connection between value and money, and value and relationships. And we could also say relationship to yourself. We could also talk about how you see yourself, self-value. So
Mm.
self-esteem also could also
Mm.
be talking about that with Venus. But basically it's the urge, I say Venus is the urge to open up to others
Ah.
and to create relationships with
Mm-hmm.
other people.
Mm-hmm.
So aspects to Venus are going to tell us if this process of opening up to other people is supported by other planets or it's challenged by other planets. Aspects
Ah.
to Venus are going to tell us if these sets of values that we have is actually integrated easily with the functions of another planet, if it's a trine or a sextile, let's say, or if it's challenged and questioned by this other planet, if it's a square or an opposition.
Mm. For example, it is very interesting set of aspect between the Venus and the Saturn. I personally have this set of aspect, and it was quite interesting when every time I teach the relationship in astrology or even the synastry, and when I mention about the Venus Saturn aspect, usually people will see it is not easy because Saturn never go to easy. Saturn is always give you some challenge, some lesson to learn, even that is try or sextile. So in that case, so like a Venus trine and sextile or sextile the Saturn, it will still have some lesson to learn about your beauty, about your value, about the relationship. But maybe you learn it, or you are more willing to learn. You will say, okay, lesson learned. I probably going to, for some people maybe not let go, maybe if it's like a Venus Saturn square or opposition, they will feel a little bit more shock, more conflict, more difficult to take in. But then with
Mm-hmm.
the trying the sextile, well, it's still hard lesson, but there's like fine, I will learn.
Yeah, this is a port, I think. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So should we go to look a chart example today?
Yeah, let's.
That's okay. But today I bring you, I mean, I really like her Venus because it's so different. I mean, Lady Gaga. Who don't know about Lady Gaga?
Lady
Lady
Gaga.
Gaga. Yeah, because I do appreciate her way to express her appearance and that kind of self confidence. And
Yeah.
also, usually in the beginning, there is a lot of I mean, I don't want to use the word controversial, but that is a shocking. There's usually some shocking about when she display her way to see the beauty or something like. I remember there's one time she had a raw meat suit for
Yeah, come
an
on.
event.
It was quite controversial. I think we can use that word.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So that's look Lady Gaga's chart, and we will find out it's very interesting that very obviously the aspect you can see is the Venus at 24-degree Aries, trine the Uranus at 22-degree Sagittarius.
Yes, very good. Yes, very well spotted. Yes.
And that, usually explain quite a lot of things about her controversial or shocking behavior when it related to beauty, when it related to value. And a few of her songs also related to this theme, right?
Yes, the idea of she has a song about you are born the way you are. I don't remember not the exact
Yeah,
song.
born this way, born this way.
Born this way, which is a very, I think, Venus trine Uranus.
Yeah.
And she has all of this idea of, I think also you see it in her video clips, this idea of accepting the monstrosity within us. So that we would find something that it's very different, because monsters, what are monsters? Monsters are creatures that are out of what we consider the standard, what we consider the established, what we consider the law, right? So
Mm-hmm.
monsters have a Uranian quality. They might also have a Plutonian quality, but
Yeah.
they also have this Uranian quality, right? Because they are outside of society, let's say. And with this trine, I think she's saying, let's love the monstrosity within us. Let's love what makes us a little bit awkward, makes us a little bit special, different, weird. Yes. I
I
think it's
really
beautiful,
like.
actually.
Yeah, to be honest, because most people will consider the beauty and the value are always agree with what whole society or what traditional view are agreed. And this way, there's only one way of beauty. There's only one way of value. There's only one way of love. But to be honest, I mean, hey, come on, we are in 21st century and the things are so different. There's so many different ways of beauty. For I mean, for example, like in the Asian country, what we will say is we all been brainwashed by Hollywood. So we only
Mm,
see beauty in the white people's view. And when we
mm.
come to the Asian people, we think, oh, Asian people are not beautiful. And would be a little bit more frustrated if you continue to develop that kind of things. But it is true that I think Lady Gaga's Venus trine Uranus tell us not only the unique way of beauty, and that beauty have so different type, and that's why I really adore her view about it. But this is the only one set aspect you can see the spot very quickly. But if you go to her the grid, you will find out her Venus is also
Can I say
trine.
something else
Yeah,
about Venus
go on.
trine
Yeah,
Uranus before that?
yeah, yeah.
I think that she's also saying there's beauty in authenticity. There's beauty in being yourself. This idea of beauty is not a standardized norm.
Mm,
In some ways, she's saying we're all beautiful if we're all different, because to be yourself makes you beautiful. To be authentic makes you beautiful.
yes, yes. And I think that could be also related to two way. In one way is Venus in Aries, beautiful in yourself, authentic.
Mm.
You don't hide. You don't really hide it. You're not trying to hide. But another way is this Venus trine Uranus. That's unique. But also interesting because when I turn into the grid, I just noticed the Venus is like also trine Mars, very interesting, and have like a two minus aspect with Saturn and Jupiter. Wow, that is so interesting. So, but maybe we should leave these. Maybe we should use one example. How about that? We use one minor aspect as an example, and leave other for the exercise.
Okay. Which one would you prefer?
You choose.
Okay, let's do the Saturn.
Okay.
Can you put the wheel again?
Yeah. Sure.
I need to see a more graphic. I need to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Saturn is Sag in the sixth,
Yeah.
and it's Sesqui square, Sesqui quadrate, you call it, with Venus in
Yeah.
Aries in the 11th.
Yeah.
So this means that these two planets, they don't accommodate so easily, right? There has to have some kind of effort, some kind of work to try to bring them
Mm.
together, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And with Saturn in the sixth, I would say we have work discipline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And with Venus in the 11th, Venus in Aries in the 11th is more spontaneous, perhaps more, well, Saturn is in Sagittarius. It's not
Yeah.
so strict. So there is this sense perhaps of trying to find the essence of her sense of beauty and her sense of worth.
Mm-hmm.
And perhaps with Saturn in Sagittarius, there's some kind of ideological judgment of who she is and what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And Venus in Aries instead is saying, I just love myself for who I am.
Yeah.
So there is a kind of tension there, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we can explain. We can see this started as a probably like the people who think they are the authority of
Yeah.
something, and then trying to deny or trying to make this kind of a Aries type of beauty more difficult,
Mm.
more a little bit shame, more a little bit embarrassed. But she has to fight against this kind of authority. Like, no, I'm beauty is who I am. I don't need your judgment. I don't need your opinion, especially as kind of a, you think you are authority and you try to give an opinion. What is beauty all about? No, I will tell you no. That is kind of a very interesting. And I think she enjoyed it. She enjoyed it because she's not afraid about to answer other people's negative comment, I think.
Mm-hmm. Very
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. So we will leave the exercise to our audience. It's about the Venus with Jupiter, and this is a set of a square, a set of a
Mm-hmm.
semi-square. So what you will say when Venus semi-square with Jupiter, and what does that mean? What kind of quality Jupiter will bring into Venus beauty, Venus value, Venus, maybe like working with other people or feel like a peace and love in their own life. That would be, a little bit of exercise you can do because I don't think it's easy, but it's worth to try.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
think it's easy, but it's worth a try. I would agree. Try to remember that a semi-square means there's some tension between the two.
yeah.
So you can think this idea, Jupiter is in Pisces, so what is it
Mm-hmm.
this kind of beliefs about? And Venus is in Aries, a very different sign. So why is there tension between these two? Yeah.
Yeah, that would be very, very interesting. Okay, thanks everyone for listening and watching 10 Minutes Astrology. Alejo and I, every week will bring you some new topic about how to learn in the astrology. And at this moment, we focus on aspect to planet. So next week, Alejo, please tell us.
Next week is Mars.
Mars. So next week, we will be very bang, 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 bang,
Yeah, the God of War. It's going to be quick, sharp, and pa pa pa.
Okay, so they'll become 5 minutes astrology then.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Okay, thanks everyone. See you next week. Bye.
Bye bye.